So this is a little different, huh? Car video with a upright orientation, and it's not on TikTok. Sorry about that. I have a little holder for my phone and I can't move it. So yeah, this is gonna be an upright video, and you know what's funny is it's gonna be a reading. So, you know, the universe just surprises us sometimes. And the funny thing is, I got the really big urge to pull out my cards right now, and I haven't really had that kind of pull in a really long time. And right now I feel like it was time to pull out my cards, and I felt like I had like it was time to do a collective message, and I haven't been feeling like that for a very long time, and I've tried to stay out of the collective because I feel like I just regained my sanity and just started getting peace from my time in which I got out of the collective and had like a little vacation. But I think it's time to tap back into the collective for a message. And I pulled out my cards and I've been shuffling them a little bit, and the first card that was at the bottom was the Death card. Second card that ended up at the bottom was the Two of Cups. Next card was the Three of Swords, and now we have the Queen of Swords. And what I'm getting from this is a lot of pensive energy surrounding some kind of heartbreak. And I'm going to ask Spirit to help me open up the energy and help me understand what is the message here that we're trying to convey for the collective today. And what I'm feeling is the phrase, let them. And this could be in regards to anything, any situation, right? Take it as it resonates. Don't force pieces to fit. Doesn't necessarily have to be about a relationship. It could be about anything you're going through, right? But if you're here and if you feel like you recently had some kind of spiritual breakthrough, and you feel like you got a very, very, very clear communication from your spirits, your spirit guides, or your ancestors recently, I feel like this message is coming to you right now, because you're able to see yourself right now in such a way that you couldn't before. And the work that you've been doing has given you this clarity, and this clarity that you have been gifted is not only in regards to yourself and what it is that you're going through and what it is that you're healing for yourself and the things that you're seeing and feeling, but also being able to perceive the clear truth around you of everything in every situation. And whereas before you might have very heavily relied on your guides for that kind of answer, for that kind of confirmation, lately you've been doing it without them. Whether they put you in a rest, the way that I say it is they put me on mute, kind of like we're in a chat room together, but they put me on mute, right? Like I'm not allowed to hear the conversation. We're still in the same room together, but I'm not allowed to hear the conversation. And for whatever reason, you've been doing this without your spirit team. For whatever reason, whatever that may be, okay? Doesn't mean that they're not there. Doesn't mean that they're not still guiding you and protecting you. It just means they might have gone a little quiet. You might have chosen to take a break, right? Whatever reason. But you've been doing this on your own, and you realized everything that they've ever said started making sense in this quiet time that you had. And you're understanding that the answers, the strength, the guidance, the confirmation, the love, all of these things that you've been asking for from your guides, you had within yourself all along, and you knew that, and they've been telling you that, but it seems like you just needed to kind of prove it to yourself, and you needed to go through this time of like a little bit of a sabbatical from your guides to be able to understand that. Knight of Pentacles, you needed to learn how to move at your own pace, and you needed to learn to feel your own energy. You needed to learn how to decipher your own energy. You needed to learn how to make sense of the messages that you get from yourself. Because for a long time, the messages that you get from yourself, you were taking as messages from guides, right? You were taking as messages from outside forces, and not all the time were they from outside forces. Sometimes they were from you. And right now you're going through this period of like awakening. Something has given you a new spark. Something has like ignited you, and you've started to get really excited about something. It seems like you found a missing piece of yourself that was able to help you get back to who you are, or who you want to be, or get back on track, right? And that thing, whatever it is that's driving you right now, it's just for you. It's not for anybody else. And that might be a new concept to you, and it might not. But whatever it is that's driving you right now is like really driving you to the point that the things that hurt you, and the things that bother you, and the things that annoy you, and the things that make you want to give up seem laughable right now. They seem kind of like a joke. Like, why was I so upset over this? Yeah, death again. Why was I so upset over this? Why was this such a big deal? Why was I making this such a big deal? Like, all of these things that used to really bother you and really hold you back, now you see like they weren't that big at all. I was just making them really big, and I understand that. And it's kind of a joke, because you realize like I can do anything, and I know that I can do anything, and I've known this whole time that I could do anything, and my guides have been telling me that I could do anything, but it feels like you needed to prove it to yourself in some capacity. And I feel like either you've done that, or you're on track to getting there if this message has found you. And you're dealing with a lot right now, and it feels like your 3D reality doesn't quite match what's going on in your inner world, your higher world, your outer world, however you want to call it, your spiritual world. You feel like you've got everything mastered in a different plane of existence, but then when you come back here to your 3D reality, you're like, why is everything such a mess? And even then, you can take the time to look at it from a different perspective and understand the universe is making me work for it. Like, yeah, I'm getting what I want, and I understand that because I've seen it. I've seen it happen with my own eyes, that I've gotten everything I want, and I've gotten everything I've asked for, and it comes when it's ready, when the universe feels like I'm ready, when it's time, right? It doesn't happen on my time. It happens in divine timing. It happens on, Spirit's watch, not mine. But they do come eventually. They do get there. And the thing is, even in those moments of clarity where you realize like everything's fine, everything will work out, I am taken care of, I am safe, I am protected, I am loved, I am guided, I am, no matter what, no matter what this thing is for you, as you're coming to these realizations, it feels like part of your 3D self is still kind of hanging on by a thread. Yeah. And you're trying to figure out, like, what is that thread? Like, how can I get that to let go? How can I heal that last part? And it feels like you're doing this in your own time, right? It feels like you're able to finally slow down and figure out how to heal these parts of yourself that you've never understood before. And people around you might not quite understand what it is that you're going through or what you've been going through, because they just see that you're different all of a sudden, and they don't really understand why or how, and they think like it's just a phase because it just happened so fast, and you've been the same way for so long. You're just bound to go back to how you were, and you being who you are, you understand there's only forward, not back. And you're starting to meet this kind of resistance with your 3D reality of, when is this going to break? When is this going to break, right? Something's got to give, because when you and your reality, you say you're like tied together by a rubber band, right? You're going this way and your reality is just staying put, and you're so far over here now and your reality is just staying put. You know, by the laws of physics, that rubber band is going to snap. And you're just kind of waiting for it. Like, well, when's this going to snap? And sometimes you think, well, damn, I might have to be the one to just snap it. I might have to be the one to take the rubber band off. I might have to be the one to cut the rubber band. I might have to be the one to, you know, push this a little further. And you're starting to question, do I keep pushing it? Or am I going to get snapped back? Is it going to stay put and not move with me? And am I going to get snapped back to where this reality is right now? Or am I going to keep moving to what it is I'm trying to move towards? At what point is my reality going to catch up to me? At what point is my manifestation or this thing I'm working on, you know, at what point is this thing going to catch up to where I am? And you're doing your Knight of Pentacles, slow but steady, diligent, moving steadily along, just following your guidance, just, you know, even if you can't hear your guides, following what you know to do. They gave you a laundry list of things to do before they went on vacation, like parents leaving the house for a week, right? Here's a list of chores to get done before I get back. And you're just, you know, doing your own thing, and then you remember, oh, well, I guess I should do that. I guess I should knock some of these chores out. I might as well. I ain't got shit else to do. And your guides see that, and the universe sees that even when you feel disconnected, even when you feel alone, even when you feel like you're not tapped in, right? You're still on track, and you're still following the track, and you're still following the guidance as if it was there. And you realize in moments of clarity, they didn't go anywhere. They're still there, and they're still there when you need them. And it might take a really big moment of falling apart to realize that they're still there. But when they're there and they show up loud, and they show up bright, and they show up bigger and better and bolder every time, and they make a big show of it, and you're like, damn, why are you showing up now? This whole time I've been fucking locked in the closet. Where you been? And they're like, we've been here this whole time, but you didn't need us. Look what you've been doing without us. Look at how far you've come. Look at how much you've done in this time without us. Look at how much you've allowed yourself to guide yourself. Look at how much you've started taking lessons from your past self. Look at how much you've started reaching to your future self. Look at how much you've started branching out from where you were without us. And it's kind of like you're using your guides as a crutch, and they know that. So they're giving you these little periods of quiet time for you to be like, well, I guess I should get some shit done while they're away. So that when they get back, they're not mad at me for not getting the list of chores done, right? The least I can do is show them that I'm true to my word, and I'm gonna do the list of shit they gave me to do. And even though you've been in this even though you've been in this place for so long of misery and self-sabotage and just general imprisonment of your own doing, feels karmic. It feels karmic. It feels like something you were meant to play out in this life. It feels like something you had to go through, something you had to get through that you willingly signed up for. Whether you believe in the whole signing the contract before you got here thing or not, it's what it feels like to me. Take it as it resonates. If you want to blame all the fucking everything in the world about why you've been imprisoned, I don't quite think you're where you think you are on this journey right now, because the people that I'm talking to that are resonating with this message understand that the things around you aren't doing these things to you. They're just doing, and you are reacting to them. And the thing is, how you react to them is what creates your reality. And you're understanding that now, that how you react to them creates your reality. You are literally changing the script that was already written and has been written for so long, that you've been following to a T this whole fucking time. You realize, I don't need to keep following that script. I don't like that script very much. I don't like that story. I don't like rereading that story. I don't want to keep following that script. I want to make my own script. I want to make some changes to the script. Who's in charge here? Who's in charge here? Let me speak to your director. Let me speak to the fucking script writer, screenwriter, whoever wrote this shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to rewrite this. And in doing that, and in telling the universe, I'm going to take charge of some things, because it's my life, and I have that right, and I'm going to change them. And I don't like the script that I've been following, and I don't like the way that I've been perceived, and I don't like the way that I've been walking through the world, and I don't like how I act and react and think and feel about all of these things. And I want to be better, and I want to do better, and I want people to see me better, and I want to feel better. In doing that, you did that. You brought it to yourself. You brought that clarity. You brought that clarity to yourself. You brought that truth that you were waiting for your guides to hand you. You were waiting for your guides to tell you, this is the way, this is the next step, this is the key, this is the secret ingredient, you know? And in trying to learn how to communicate daily, just do daily things, just communicate, just be clearer in your words, be clearer in your intentions, be clearer in your feelings, be clearer in your presence, be more intentional with the relationships that you have in your life with everyone around you, not leaving conversations in regret or in anger, and doing things in a different way than you would have in order to fulfill this manifestation you've created for yourself about being better, about doing better, about feeling better. You're doing it. And I think right now, Spirit just wants to give you a little high five. It doesn't feel like you have homework. It doesn't feel like you need to study a little bit more. It doesn't feel like you're being put in timeout. It doesn't feel like there's any cliffhanger to the end of this reading. It feels like Spirit just wants to tell you, hey, nobody's acknowledging that you're doing a really fucking good job. And maybe every once in a while someone does, but you don't get to hear it as much as you should to be able to continue going forward right now. Maybe you do need that kind of appreciation. Maybe you do need that show of gratitude. Maybe you do need that hug. Maybe you do need those words of encouragement to understand that what you're doing is right, and what you're doing is good, and what you're doing is doing something, and it means something, and it's for something, because sometimes the universe will put you in situations to test that and say, well, you're feeling good and you're doing great, but can you still feel good and do great in this situation? And sometimes that situation will be so big and so jarring that you think, what's the fucking point of everything I've been doing if something like this can just knock me off balance that easily? It's like I didn't learn anything. It's like nothing happened all this time that I've put into it. And it's not to knock you off balance. It's not to make you feel like a failure. It's not to make you, it's not because you can't do it. And it's not to deter you from trying. It's to push your persistence and your dedication to your words, your promise, your manifestation. It's to test you on you. It's to test you on your dedication to yourself, your dedication to your healing, your dedication to moving forward, your dedication to growth, your dedication to stability, your dedication to this massive fucking change that you're trying to make. Because yeah, it's massive, and it's so massive that sometimes the people around you doubt that it's real, and it's so massive that sometimes you doubt that it's real, and it's so massive that yeah, sometimes you're still shocked by how quickly everything has changed and how much everything has changed so quickly. And you feel like when something bad happens, well, what was the fucking point? What was the fucking point of all of that if things aren't going to be perfect? And it's literally because that's not how things work. You're not going to master it one day and everything's gravy for the rest of forever. It's literally a tool like everything else for you to understand that you can master yourself here, and you can master yourself here, and you can master yourself here, but can you master yourself here? It's the universe poking little holes in your stability, in your emotional stability, in your physical reality stability, if that makes sense. It's the universe saying, this is still a problem. Yeah, you got it everywhere else. Yeah, you got through it. Yeah, you can do it. I'm not doubting that you can do it. I know that you can do it. But now do it over here. And then you get through that one and you think, while it's happening, it's the end of the fucking world, until you get through it and you're like, that wasn't so bad. I can do that. And then something else happens and you're like, why does this keep fucking happening? I thought I was past this. And it's not that you're past it and that you're ever going to be past it. It's that you're just going to get a little better at handling it every single time, because in this reality, things are not going to stop happening. They're not going to stop happening, and you need to learn to be able to slow time down in those moments and listen to your thoughts and watch yourself and watch your actions and watch the things that come out. Because I feel like right now, like you can see things ahead of time. You can see where this conversation is going. You can see where this argument is going. You can see where taking this turn instead of that turn is going to lead. You can see exactly what's going to happen. But does knowing what's going to happen cause you to continue to do things the way you would normally do things? When you say, well, I know this is going to blow up in my face, do you still do the thing that's going to cause it to blow up in your face? Or do you try to change it before it happens, whether it changes or not? Do you keep fighting for it to be better? Do you keep fighting for that peace, for that, I keep saying manifestation for lack of a better word, but do you keep fighting for that thing that you spoke? You know, that I feel like I can see an image of you looking in a mirror, speaking affirmations. I am honest. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am wise. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. I am accomplished. I am successful. Saying these things over and over and over when you don't quite believe them, and just thinking while you're saying them, fake it till you make it. Maybe you even have a list of affirmations next to your mirror and you just read them every day, because fake it till you make it, right? If I say it enough, maybe eventually it'll be true. Maybe eventually I'll trick myself into thinking it's true. Maybe eventually it won't feel fake anymore, right? And something about the words that you spoke to yourself, about yourself, for yourself, to the universe, to God, to your ancestors, to your guides, whatever it may be, it feels like you're just being held accountable for what you said, because your word means everything, especially in a healing journey. And if you're not holding yourself accountable to your word, how are you going to understand when your guides are holding you accountable to your word? It's going to feel like a test. It's going to feel like things are going wrong. It's going to feel like they're just attacking you and saying that you're no good, because you don't know how to hold yourself accountable. You don't know how to do the work on yourself. You don't know what that even looks like. So when they're doing it to you, you don't know what it looks like, and they just feel like they're wasting their fucking breath. They know that they're not. But sometimes it gets a little fucking annoying telling you the same thing over and over and over and over and over when you're listening through a pinhole. And I see an image of like a spirit, like trying to grab you by the fucking dome. Listen to me. Why aren't you fucking listening to me? Just listen to me. Like, pay attention. Open your fucking ears. How do you not hear me? I'm literally screaming at you. I can see that right now. I can see that image. And you're just not tapped into their energy and what they're saying and what's going on and what they're giving you at all. And it's not to say you won't get there. It's just to say they're a little fucking frustrated that they're literally spelling things out for you and you haven't quite turned the volume up yet. And you keep using these old habits and ways of thinking that no longer serve you, because it's all you have in your tool belt, because you haven't taken the time to sit and meditate and learn to tune in and learn to turn the volume up a little bit on the things around you, the things inside of you. And it seems like every day you learn a little bit more of that, and you just don't understand why there's no consistency in the way that they're teaching you things. Why are you guys so loud and so present one day, 1 week, 1 month, and then all of a sudden you completely abandon me? Why are you giving me a list of homework and then all of a sudden you have nothing for me? Why are you really nice and gentle and sweet to me one day and really fucking mean to me the next day, and just fucking tearing me to shreds? And all you want is some like safety and consistency, but you want vulnerable human attachment from spirits who are working for your highest good. Your vulnerable human attachment isn't at the top of their list of priorities. Your spiritual growth and making the words that you spoke to yourself come true is their priority. Bringing that manifestation to you, getting you ready for that manifestation when it comes in, priming you to receive it, priming you to be worthy of it, priming you to understand that you are worthy of it. That's their priority. Because if the manifestation comes and you're not ready for it and you push it away, you're gonna think that they're not doing shit. They didn't bring it to you. Nothing's working, nothing's happening. Why do I even bother? But they brought it to you. They kept up their end of the bargain. You didn't keep up your end of the bargain. You didn't work the way that you said you would. You didn't put in the same effort that they were putting in for you. And yeah, some days are better than others. But you need to learn to sit with yourself and listen to yourself. And you need to learn to really feel gratitude. And if you don't know how to feel gratitude, the way to do that is to just start saying, I'm grateful. And I used to do this all the time, kind of like affirmations. And it's the same concept, fake it till you make it. Because one day it will be true. But manifestations won't come to you when you're in negativity, when you're in sadness and depression and anger and grief, when you're in these low vibrational energies. Once you start feeling joy, once you start feeling love, once you start accepting love, once you start receiving love, once you start really feeling joy and gratitude and expressing that, I feel so happy. I feel so much joy right now. I feel so grateful. I am so happy. That's when you've learned to clear out the clutter and make room for the manifestation. And that's when things start moving for you. That's when things start coming in. So if you're not the type of person to do a gratitude journal, because I know that that shit sucks, it's a good place to start if you can. If you're not a journal writing person, do it on your fucking phone once a day. Set a little reminder, or do it before you go to bed, or do it first thing when you wake up. Whatever time works for you. Do it at lunch, during work. Do it while you're sitting in your car fucking smoking. And just write 3 things you're grateful for. But different things every day. You can't say, I'm thankful for my wife, I'm thankful for my kids, I'm thankful for my family. You can't say that every day. You have to say something different every single day. And sooner or later, you're going to realize that's real hard to do. And you're going to have to start playing semantics a little bit. You're going to have to get real small and real specific in the things that you're grateful for. I am grateful that my daughter gave me this rock today. I am grateful that I have clean drinking water. I am grateful that I have a car that works, that I can pay for, that is mine, right? And the more you start learning to take your gratitude from major gratitude to minor gratitude, it's going to get easier to be grateful for things. I'm grateful I found money on the floor today. I am grateful that the flowers are blooming and they're making the landscape look really pretty. I am grateful that the sun's coming up earlier and I get to hear the birds chirping long before I need to get up. And I'm starting to wake up earlier than necessary and just appreciate it. I am grateful that I don't know. But anyways, it's hard to do that every day. It's hard. I don't know if you guys saw that. A crow just like anyways, it's hard to do 5 things you're grateful for every day. Different things, not saying the same thing ever twice. But if you try to make it a regular practice, even if you can't do it every day, you do it once a week, do it once a month, whenever you realize, damn, I haven't said what I'm grateful for lately, right? You just take a minute to do it. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to turn the fucking camera on. You don't have to do a voice message. You don't have to call anybody. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. You don't need a congratulations party. You don't need a fucking trophy. You don't even need to talk to your guides about it, but you can. You can go to the altar with it. You can just say, you can just light a little candle, just a little single tea candle, and say, hey, ancestors, I just want to say I'm really grateful that you banged some random dude that led to me being here, and I can experience this life right now. You know? Have fun with your spirits. Not everything has to be serious all the fucking time. They'll get a good kick out of it too. They do miss this life. And they're experiencing it through you right now. They're experiencing it through your feelings and your emotions and your experiences. And that means good and bad. They're feeling everything you're feeling. The difference is they get to step away from it. Because it's not theirs to deal with, you know. They can be there with you. They can sit there with you. They can guide you through it. They can help you through it. But at the end of the day, it's not their shit to deal with. It's yours. But the more you learn to speak gratitude, the more you learn to express gratitude, eventually you will feel gratitude. And once you really get to a place of feeling gratitude every day, regularly, for every little fucking thing, you're gonna notice that things start getting better. And it's not that things get better in your physical reality around you. It's not that people start changing for you and just bowing down to the way you want things to be. It's that you've got a new tool in your belt to handle it. And that is happiness. And that is joy. And that is gratitude. And that makes all of those things that seemed daunting and seemed scary and seemed really fucking terrible, like the whole world was falling apart, it makes them a little softer. It makes them a little easier to digest. It makes them a little more manageable. And maybe one day you can even laugh at it. Yeah. Mastering your emotions. Feeling all the feelings, not stuffing them down, not hiding from them, not covering them up, not medicating them, feeling them, seeing them, recognizing them, acknowledging them, speaking on them, talking through them, healing them, telling the part of you that is hurt, that is triggered, that is wounded, that you're here for you, because nobody else is going to be here for you the same way you're going to be here for you in every moment. And you need to learn that. It's very important. No matter how surrounded by people you are at all times, you will never have a single person who's there for you the same way you're there for you. You will never have a single person who loves you the way that you love you. You will never have a single person who's willing to give everything to you the way that you're willing to give everything to you. So if you're feeling a little fucking discouraged that no one is willing to dedicate themselves to you, that no one can understand you, that nobody loves you like you love everybody, right? That is the universe's way of letting you know that it's time to stop looking for it externally. It's time to stop begging for it. It's time to stop expecting it. It's time to stop asking for it. Because yeah, your spirits love you. Yeah, the people around you love you. Yeah, they'll be there for you. But sometimes you need a little more than what they can give. And telling them that you need a little more than what they can give doesn't always work so well. Especially with humans. And at some point you have to understand that it's not their fault that they get offended that you're asking for more. It's not their fault that they get offended that you want more. It's just something that only you can give to yourself. And sometimes expressing that to other humans isn't always the way to go, especially when someone else on the other end of the line doesn't even know themselves yet. Everyone's on their own journey, everybody's moving at their own pace, and everything works in divine timing for everyone differently. You can't expect someone to move at your pace. It's okay to feel a little fucking disappointed that they don't, that they can't. But it's more unfair to punish them for it. Especially when you're in a place of being able to see clearly that it's just not something they're capable of right now. Maybe they will one day, but not today. And when you feel that way and you realize you're feeling that way, that's when you know that it's time for you to step up for you and be there for you and give yourself that more you're looking for. I feel like a lot of people like to just give it to God. Well, they can't do it for me, so I'll give it to God. I hate to tell you, honey, but God ain't answering your calls. And your spirits aren't going to hand that to you either. You got to give that to you. And if you haven't learned that by now, I hope I was able to help you understand that at least a little bit. And if you made it to the end of this video, I know it was a really fucking long one, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking with me for my super long, ranty reading. I hope it wasn't too painful. I hope it wasn't too uncomfortable. But I think I got something out of it. I hope you got something out of it. And I am suffocating sitting in my car this long. And I've had so many people walk by me and just like stare at me. And I think I need to be done. I'm going to go ahead and tap out of the collective energy now. I'm going to say thank you to Spirit for being with me in this reading, for guiding me, for being my tongue. Thank you for allowing me to be the conduit for this message. I'm truly grateful. I am grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be able to give you these messages, and I am grateful that you allowed me to speak to you today on this subject. I hope that it made sense. I hope that it resonated, and I hope that wherever you are when this video reaches you, you have a beautiful, wonderful day, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Blessed be.